Hello, I'm Curious James, and I'm asking why does multiplying two negative numbers make a positive number? I'm here at the University of Derby to meet someone that has the answer. So what's your name and what do you do here?
Hi, I'm Dr. Nicholas Korpelainen. I'm a lecturer in mathematics, program leader, researcher, puzzle lover, so all around geeky professor type, but I'm not yet a professor. It's my aspiration.
Oh, nice. Right. Cool. So what's the answer?
Okay, James, so I think we should start with a bit of a history of the problem. So I think originally in 200 BC in China, where first these numbers got to be used and then later in India, negative numbers were used as part of bookkeeping to keep track of debt.
Makes sense, yeah.
So, for example, if you have lost £500 for paying your monthly rent, that's a minus 500 on your bank account, right?
Sure.
Now suppose there's a mistake and you paid 3 months too many, and we now need to cancel off. We're going to cancel it with a negative 3 times minus 500. And notice I put a multiplication dot rather than a multiplication cross, because I don't want any confusion with the letter X.
So it's the same thing as a multiplication?
Same thing as a multiplication. So if we're going to correct the loss of minus £500 over 3 months from your bank account, what's the swing going to be in your bank account when we do the correction?
Well, it'd be 500 3 times, right?
Yes.
Say 1,500.
We have to add £1,500 to your bank account to make that change. So think of the first minus was cancelling money from your bank account, and the second minus was cancelling the change.
Okay. Right.
So it was a correction, so you had to add money. Okay. So this is an intuitive explanation. However, there are more mathematical explanations and proofs. Would you like to hear an actual proof?
Absolutely, yeah. Because that's kind of like how it is.
Yeah, that's the intuition.
That's how you can use it.
Yeah.
But the proof will prove how that is the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the number 0, we can rewrite that number as a sum.
Okay.
1 plus minus 1, since those two numbers are additive inverses of each other. So if you take minus 1 and add 1, you get 0, or if you take 1 and add minus 1, you get 0 as well.
Okay.
Yep. We're now going to multiply both sides by the same number minus 1.
Yes.
And if you have an equation, it's perfectly valid to multiply both sides of the equation by something, and you haven't changed the equation, the truth value of the equation, right?
Okay.
All right, so we'll do that. And if you're multiplying 0 with minus 1, what do we get?
0.
Yeah. So we're also multiplying the right-hand side with minus 1, so we'll write that down. Minus 1 times 1 plus minus 1. I had to put brackets because I'm multiplying the whole thing on the right, not just part of it.
Okay.
So I put these brackets to make it clear.
Yep.
All right. Now I'm going to use the property called distributivity. So I'm going to multiply one at a time, each term on the right with minus 1, and take the sum.
Yeah, makes sense.
So first I get minus 1 times 1.
Yep.
The second term I get is minus 1 times minus 1.
Yep.
Okay. If I have minus 1, and I multiply it by 1, am I changing the minus 1?
Oh, no, because 1 doesn't change.
1 is a multiplicative identity.
Okay,
so multiplying any number by 1 doesn't change it. So I get minus 1 again.
Yep, indeed.
And then we get this mystery number here, which is the minus 1 times minus 1. And let me ask you, James, at school, what did you think minus 1 times minus 1 was?
Well, I would have thought, 1 doesn't change anything, like you say, so minus 1.
So you thought it was minus 1.
Yeah.
So let's use your version then.
Yep.
Let's see what might happen. So we get minus 1, and we're using your version of adding minus 1 again.
Yeah, indeed. But my old version, maybe.
Your old version. And what's the final result?
Minus 1 plus... So why is there brackets on this?
We're adding a minus 1. I didn't want the plus and the minus symbol to touch.
Okay,
so
makes sense. Okay.
It's just for aesthetics.
There goes. So 1 plus minus 1.
Minus 1.
We know that mean... Oh, minus 1.
Minus 1, minus 1.
Minus 1 plus minus 1. Minus 1.
Minus 2? I'll help you.
Minus 2. Okay.
Minus 2. So we've ended up with this peculiar result that 0 is equal to minus 2.
Yes. Okay.
Which is rubbish, right?
Yeah.
So you must be wrong. We proved that your -1 must be wrong, or mathematics, its consistency has somehow failed. Those properties were used.
Yeah.
Those can be proven from the basic assumptions of mathematics called axioms. And unless all the basic assumptions of mathematics are wrong, 0 isn't equal to -2.
Okay.
Okay. So something went wrong, and the only way to fix it is to wonder what is -1 times -1 really. We know that that number, let's call that mystery number x, plus -1 is 0.
Yep.
This means that x is, by definition, the inverse of -1. And we saw earlier, on the first line, we already saw that the only inverse of -1 is 1 itself.
Gotcha.
So looking back at the first line, this number x has to be 1 as well.
Okay.
So that's why -1 times -1 has to be 1, James.
Okay.
Otherwise, the internal consistency of mathematics would crumble and we'd all cry.
But essentially, the main reason is the originating reason is because we wanted it to be. Because
we needed it
up,
to be
humans,
to we needed it to be to keep track of people's debt, to keep track of removing a certain number of goods from the stockpile of sheep or something like that.
So how do people come to this university?
So if you want to join the university, you should go on www.derby.ac.uk.
Hopefully you will help me answer more maths questions in the future. That was great.
Yeah, it'll be my pleasure, James.
I'm a rather curious chap myself, but I'm always looking to satisfy other people's curiosities as well. So if you've got any questions that you just can't answer, send them to those sources in front of you. Leave a comment as to what you thought about this video. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you really liked it. And ding the bell if you really, really want to see every video I do. Because that's how it works. You get notifications then. It's great. Thanks for watching. See you next time.